notice 10,000 laps on this track in a simulator, but guess what? The dozer, when push comes to shove, the dozer can push around that royal purple BMW. Here we go. All right, there goes Dylan Dozer. He's out that first outside zone. Manoa tucks in. Now in that second. Oh, Manoa, a little bit of mistake there. You saw a little correction there as Dylan Dozer Hughes on the GT radial tires transitions back onto the inside clip. Manoa backs off. He dives in on the inside, so maybe got disrupted there. But Dylan the Dozer Hughes, I feel like he's going to push back. Here comes Manoa, Juku Racing, 86. Now initiating in that first outside zone. Here goes Manoa. Good angle. He does use all the course. I think Dozer, watch Dylan. He's going to surge right here. There he goes, that third outside zone. That right there is, that's experience. That's Dylan knowing what he needs to do here in Long Beach. Maybe dial it back a little bit and then attack, going under the bridge.
Enough about James Dean. He got the win. Logan Jr. out. He gets to watch cheer on his boy. But I'll tell you what, these two BMWs, they were shredding in practice. Look out for Trent Beecham here, that Nexon Tires Clonex BMW. He's got that V8 under the hood. We got the 2J under the hood of Dylan Hughes. Now coming into that second outside zone. Trent Beecham, he puts it right in the right spot. That's sweet right there. That's a BMW filled donut. Now into the second clip. A good job there. Now coming out. Now what do we got? Now coming back down the hill into inside clip number 3. Number 1 is number 3 once again.
He's got something to prove here. He wanted to better himself in Long Beach. Got knocked out fairly early. Beecham as well. So a lot of things to prove here, and that's what I love about right now with the Pro Championship. Ooh, Dylan Hughes, a big separation already from Trent Beecham. That royal purple BMW coming up the hill. O'Reilly's coming into the second outside zone. Beecham now goes into the beach. He literally grabs an umbrella on the beach. Unfortunately for Beecham, he overshoots that second outside zone. That is going to be, again, not an incomplete. These are just ticking away as far as, again, mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, drivers gonna have to adapt.
Here we go. One car leads, one car chases. James Dean, the higher qualifying driver, because he is our current points leader. James the Machine Dean will lead. Dylan Dozer Hughes in the chase position. James Dean, that Ford Mustang, coming to that first front clip. Whoa! Lifting that front tire once again. You can see how loose that suspension is. Dylan the Dozer Hughes, he's going to try to chase him down. But James Dean, masterclass, puts it right there in that second outside zone. That's the inside clip. That's the second inside clip. Out here, that is the course indicator. Now coming back down the hill, the first inside clip is the last inside clip. So James Dean with him knocking over, him or Dylan. Again, you just have to go off your muscle memory right there. All right, Dylan Dozer Hughes will lead that royal purple O'Reilly GT radial BMW. James Dean tip to tail with that AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Whoa, James, he gets with Dylan Hughes, but Dylan Hughes takes a lick and it keeps on ticking. Going that first outside zone, that rumble strip. Going to the second. Oh, he puts that back tire in. Now again, deduction, not an incomplete. Dip that one back left tire. James Dean, he does have good proximity, good transition. Dylan Hughes, very fluid. Wraps it around that last inside clip. Let's elaborate on one more time.
So the most expensive taillights in the field, but he's gonna, taillights, whatever, dude, doesn't matter. Here we go. Dylan Hughes, the Dozer, that royal purple BMW. He's high in the bank, talking about scrapping some taillights. The Ford Star wheels go round on Dylan the Dozer Hughes vehicle, past an inside clip. Well, it looks like he takes out, it looked like a front splitter there as Jonathan Hurst, the pride of Paducah. Oh, Dylan Hughes exceeds, as he goes across that last outside sweeper.
No, seriously, his launches are always really, really good. So let's see here.
You kind of bigged him up right there.
I know.
That was a good launch, not gonna lie. Mr. Cool, here we go. The Kenda Tires, Cadillac, and again, Dylan Hughes, he didn't exceed as much as it, oh, and there we go. Oh, hey, whoa, yo, hey.
That is,
oh, look at that,
32.
So Odie Bocci's will lead. Dylan Hughes will give chase here in a royal purple top 16. Odie Bocci's into the bank. Good initiation by Odie Bocci's. Both them high on the bank. Look at Dylan Hughes surge. Odie drops down. Good fluid exit of the bank. Dylan Hughes. Man, Laurent Nickel talked about how do you do it. He says, I don't know, just guessing. But right now, that's a good guess. Has to drop back quite a bit there. Past that second inside clip. Odie Bocci's maintains drift. Comes out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a touch.
BMW, we are in the royal purple top 16. And now coming through the start chicane. Dylan Hughes, let's see how he is out
front. Gets up high on the bank. Good mimicking of the angle by Odie Bakshi's. Coming back down into the power rally past an inside clip. Looks like Odie, he's buried in the smoke, but it doesn't phase him too much. Dylan Hughes in the crease. Good angle by Dylan. Exceeds it just a little bit, but now comes across. Good straightforward run from Dylan Hughes out front.
And we've seen some great runs. We've seen some success here from Dylan Hughes in the past at this track. So he likes his track, and here comes Jonathan Castro, Dominican's finest. Good transition there into outside zone 2. You can see him looking calm. You can see him just barely kind of navigating it. The Forge Star wheels come to a brief halt there, and now the LTH Toyota GR86. Good proximity by Jonathan Castro. Good straight up battle, no contact. That was
Good
nice.
battle.
Clinical.
Hummus
Debate.
both. Why not?
Oh, there we go. All right, Jonathan Castro, that Kenda tires. New tire for him. Let's see if it works out. And you can see him going into the second outside zone. He needs to shake Dylan the Dozer Hughes, but he's hanging tough. Look at this. Ooh, Dylan drops back a little bit into that inside clip. Now transitioning into that last outside zone. Both of them, I mean, this is, again, a pretty straight up battle. Nobody's kind of out kicking. Who's gonna move the needle more their way, because that last battle was it was vanilla ice cream. It was sweet, it was good, but we need some rocky road, baby. Come on now. Here we go as Dylan Hughes initiates. Jonathan Castro, you can see right behind him. Needs to mimic the angle and get a little proximity. And there he is, falling back a little bit. Good angle by Dylan Hughes. Past that inside clip. Castro falling at an angle. Now he gets aggressive. Both those guys throwing a roost out there. Gravel machine gun on that final outside zone. Definitely want to see the overhead shot of the vehicle. Dylan Hughes' strategy here, just run the course, keep it clean as Jonathan Castro initiates into that first zone, fills it. Now transition second. Good. Again, Castro's put his car in the right place. Dylan Hughes not too aggressive, and now he jumps up to the side. Now transitioning out into that last outside zone, the LTH Toyota GR86. And I think that's going to give Dylan Hughes just enough. And then Lean Customs. Shout out to Lean Customs. Here we go. Chasing down Dylan Hughes, that Permatex BMW. Ooh, aggressive initiation. Backs that thing in. You hear the beeps like a dump truck into that second outside zone. And look at that. This great composure, good posture there from Matt Field. And you can see Dylan the Dozer Hughes again pierces that smoke into that final outside zone. Wow, great battle there. Great battle. Just really clean, sterile.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Dylan Hughes out front, the Dozer through that start chicane. Matt Field, look at him diving in on the inside. Straight line approach for Matt Field. Here goes, oh boy, what was that? Matt Field, sparks everywhere. Looks like he lost. Something came off. I believe a wheel came off. That's going to be yeah, look at the wheel. It's about, Dylan's about to run into it. Wow, there it is.
Okay. I was, wow.
Oh, gutted. What the heck happened? It looked like the lugs just sheared off. So Dylan Hughes versus Taylor Hull. Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Jacob wrote it down as Brandon, but fortunately for Brandon, it is Taylor Hull. Taylor Hull. Whoa, buddy. That initiation, that thing gripped up, shot on the inside, and Dylan Hughes out front. He needs to continue on. But man, Taylor Hull, he was like, hey, I'm up here. Like, what are you doing there? You shouldn't be there. That could have been really, really bad. That could have got south real quick, that Comp Cam's Corvette. But Dylan Hughes navigates the course.
Taylor's 100%.
So maybe tread lightly, because I gotta assume there's gonna be an advantage here for Dylan Hughes after that first run in this battle. Initiating there, you can see the throttle, the dials there down to that bottom left-hand corner on throttle, and obviously you can see the G's being implemented there on the windshield of the vehicles, and boom, right there, Excel decel. Taps the brake lights a little bit, cutting through the smoke. Dylan Hughes doing exactly what he needs to do. Get through the course, don't make contact, don't do anything crazy.
Absolutely. You are BattleBot's #1 fan.
All right, speaking of BattleBots, let's see these BattleBots right here. We're talking about the Ford Mustang and the BMW. James the Machine Dean initiates. Let's see if that suspension change helps him out or if it's gonna hurt him. Dylan Hughes was really confident putting JD on the trailer. Look at this, we're seeing James Dean filling all that second outside zone. Dylan Hughes with some great proximity. Needs to drop that back end and swing thing into the back of that Mustang into that final outside zone. And there you go. So James Dean and Dylan Hughes. Ford Mustang, James Dean chasing down the Permatex, getting bucked up. Let's see what you got here. Dylan the Dozer Hughes says he's gonna pack up JD on that trailer. Ford Star wheels go round. GT radials surrounding him into that second outside zone. James Dean, look at that, now he gets close. He says, all right, I got you, bro. Look at that, grinding in. You can see him right there. It's a right-hand drive. He bucks him out of the way. Oh, Dylan Hughes drops a little bit of a tire there. Again, that contact was made, so take that into consideration. So, you know, all things considered, Shanahan got a full pull and Castro a good chase run. So here we go, moving on. Dylan Hughes and D. Mads, this is hometown track. He'd love to put on a show, but he's got to get through the dozer. Dylan Hughes, as he flirts with the wall right there, a little more modern BMW as opposed to Shanahan's E36, and now coming into that third outside zone. D. Mads, that Fuel Lab vehicle now coming to that final outside zone, transitioning in. Here goes Dylan Hughes, just barely gripping into that outside zone. Ford D-Mads grips up and shoots in on the inside of that final outside zone. And his pops his spotter in his head. Let's see how Derek Madison fares with him out front, and Dylan Hughes in the chase position. Initiates outside zone 1. You see a little correction there. Inside the cockpit of the Fuel Lab S14, now in a second outside zone, he hits, straightens out. Dylan Hughes continues on, still applying that pressure. Look at that, good fortitude. Now into that final outside zone. Madison brings it in a lot cleaner of a line out front. As Dylan Hughes, I mean, look, kudos to Dylan for not backing down.
Yeah, very, very
in that Toyota GR Corolla, Rain X, Ditto tires, race service. Here we go, send it. All right, Dylan the Dozer Hughes initiates that first outside zone. He is definitely deep into that zone. Now transitioning to outside zone 2. Ooh, boy, it looks like Ryan Turk does get in there, that hot hatchback in outside zone 3. Dylan Hughes is absolutely on rails, and Ryan Turk barely escapes some contact there. But Dylan Hughes, again, that hatchback looking like Swiss cheese out back, doing some aerodynamic refinements, getting the air and smoke to pass through that hot hatch. Of course, Dylan Hughes, he's got the 2J under the hood as well. So these guys both got that Toyota power under their hoods. Here goes Ryan Turk across the nose of the BMW. Ryan Turk throws it. Oh, boy! Dylan Hughes seeing a little bit of that paint fly, a little bit of carbon fiber, a little bit of fiberglass, a little bit of Monica on my side. Here we go. Through that second outside zone, into the third outside zone goes Ryan Turk. Car look much more settled with that clean air out front. Now transition that last outside zone. You can see bringing it on in. Whoa, buddy. And again, one of those magic rabbits had out of the hat. But the rabbit was a Toyota Corolla, almost looping it there, but kept it sideways and kept it consistent. Scenarios over the season, which is called what it is. Here we go, Dylan Hughes run through that start chicane, initiates into that, big angle, but then Matt Field throws it right to the door of Dylan Hughes, now into that second outside zone. See the brake lights go on for Dylan Hughes. Looks like Matt Field backing down a little bit, giving him some room, and I think that's the, looks like Matt Field dives in on the inside, and we'll have to take a look at that. So, got a little wonky. Right from the start, we saw that chase car is allowed to leave before the start car, and Field across the nose of the BMW, initiating into that first outside zone. There goes Matt Field now. Good, smooth transition into outside zone 2. Like see Dylan obviously a lot closer. Looks like Field pulling away. Bit of a power gamble here for Matt Field. And big angle from him. Dylan Hughes trying to find that extra power to jump up to the side of that high horsepower vet. And here we are taking a look at, again, another one more time. This is Dylan Hughes and Matt Field. Dylan Hughes initiating that royal purple BMW. Matt Field getting lost in the smoke, but definitely not lost at all because he found his way to the side of the royal purple BMW. Good angle for both the guys. This looks definitely textbook for both of them. Surging forward is Matt Field. Look at that lunging. And that's kind of that X factor, the unknown, just that awesome kind of boom. I'm here, letting you know, because remember,
really developed,
not just a Formula Drift driver of caliber, but also just a fine young gentleman. Here we go. Oh boy, Dylan Hughes goes for it. He gets to the side of the Corvette. Definitely want to see the overhead of that. And Matt Field, he continues on, big angle there. I got to tell you, don't poke the bear. Matt Field right now into this final outside zone. How's he going to manage? He gets all the Dylan Hughes. And it looks like this, again, the Royal Purple O'Reilly Auto Parts BMW, that Reap Weapons, weapon of mass destruction, Alex Robbins, Nissan 350Z into that first outside zone. He knows his track probably better than anybody else out here. And Dylan Hughes said it and forget it. Ford Star wheelie seat coming to a halt. That left foot brake through the power alley. Outside zone 3. Great angle by Dylan Hughes. I'll tell you what, Alec Robbins is in tow. Came out of angle a little bit on that transition from 3 to inside, and now outside zone 4. Look at Dylan is just confident.
Yeah,
it's like he's like, of course I got this, and then just boom, just shows their ugly head. Here we go, Alec Robbins out front. Dylan Hughes in the chase position. A little late there by Dylan Hughes. I think he gave him too much respect. Yeah. Need to look at that and look at this. Dylan Hughes. Oh, again, this is exactly what we talked about. What happened to Hughes? Alec Robbins does need to continue on. I think we're going to have to take a look. I think Alec, again, let him run through the course. We're obviously going to show you a replay. The only variable that I will say is, when did Robbins initiate? Did that impede onto Dylan Hughes and his lack of launching and drifting? You saw him go through the rest of the course, but driving straight. Robbins, Dylan Hughes, let's take a look. Alec Robbins leaving the start line. Here we go. Dylan Hughes hit 202 miles per hour on the Bonneville Salt Flats earlier this week. Congratulations to him. Doesn't need to go that fast, but he does need to keep it on the track. There goes Alec Robbins, that first outside zone. Transitioning into the second outside zone. Alec Robbins diving inside, shuts it down. Oh, what a bummer for Alec Robbins. And again, taking a look at this, and it looks like, again, Dylan Hughes shutting it down. He doesn't have to complete the entirety of the course. Good job to him, no fault of his. He followed Alec Robbins like a moving clipping point. Once the lead car shuts down, the run is over. That's for Alec Robbins. Dylan Hughes out front again in that Permatex Royal Purple GT Radial BMW. Transition outside zone 2, coming in hot. There's Alec Robbins. He needs to make it up. He's going to try to force an error on Dylan Hughes' side. The dozer. He plows through outside zone 2, going to outside zone 3. Flirting with the dirt. Oh, and Alec Robbins exits stage right for Robbins in that Kenda Tires Nissan Z. So that's going to really solidify a dominant performance there by Dylan Hughes. First battle again of our top 16. Ryan Turk and that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla Rockstar Energy Drink Pilot initiates in that first outside zone. This hot hatchback overcooks it. Those 2 tires off in that first outside zone. And this is what we're talking about. You know, not a lot of track time as Dylan Hughes, the dozer, trying to bully him around, trying to push him around the dozer. Put on that snow plow, pushing him on through. In that last outside zone, Ryan Turk does dial it in. Oh, Dylan Hughes goes off. Dylan Hughes gets into the dirt. He does fight back. Dylan Hughes going 202 miles per hour earlier this week on Tuesday on a motorcycle, the Permatex Permatex motorcycle, excuse me. Here we go. Dylan Dozer Hughes in that first outside zone, puts it right in there exactly where you need to be. Ryan Turk gets a little disrupted, gets thrown off as Dylan Hughes goes in that second outside zone, comes at an angle, just a little touch, but reinitiates, and now Ryan Turk drops into formation. That hot hatchback comes out of it again, and now going to the outside zone goes Ryan Turk. He goes deep. It looked like he was getting into the dirt, but didn't see much brown cloud at all.
Dylan Hughes.
Really, but James, you know, he needs to continue on. But again, he's cool. Dylan Hughes wants to take him out. He wants a victory here this year. He wants to get on the box. James Dean puts it right in that first outside zone. Now transitioning to the second outside zone. There goes James. Dylan Hughes quiet. Oh, James goes tires off. Throws up the gravel. That throws off Dylan Hughes quite a bit. As maybe, you know, to be honest, and there it is, like we said, as he is the machine, sometimes needs a little bit of oil, right? You know, just like you need to, that really grinds his gears sometimes.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic move from James Dean there, just pushing a little bit too hard.
That'd be GOAT status, baby. Here we go, but Dylan Hughes, the dozer who goes 202 miles per hour on the Permatex motorcycle, wants to take down the three-time champ. Here we go, James Dean, and again, Odibachi saying, go, Dylan, go. As he goes on that second outside zone. Whoa, look at this. So Dylan Hughes, James Dean gets to the door, he spins out, and some contact was made. James Dean, this gets interesting. I don't want to assume that James was a little too aggressive. I want to look at this transition going into outside zone 2. Dylan the Dozer Hughes, looks like he heads back. James Dean, this is the second run, contact made. So again, James,
I think everyone here is going to be in for a treat for a really, really good round. Everyone's on it, man. Every year it's just crazier and crazier on this track.
I agree. I completely agree. All right. Well, thank you so much for the pulse check. Get out there. Go get second.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
the pulse check. That was the pulse right there.
Ooh, it's a new segment.
Yeah.
Pulse check with Cerise.
Pulse check. We are looking at Dylan the Dozer Hughes, that royal purple BMW. He was intended to go against Forrest Wang, but he's not Wang Chung tonight. Unfortunately, he's got flake in his oil like Dylan's got flake in his paint. So Dylan the Dozer Hughes, the royal purple GT radial BMW, is advancing on not once but twice podiums at 14 years old. Congratulations to him. But guess what? The Dozer, he ain't no pushover. He says, "Cool story, bro. Hold my royal purple bottle." As Dylan Hughes and Hiro Manoa gets to the side of the BMW, but Dylan the Dozer Hughes, look at that. I mean, that was like a vector loop right there on that transition. Dylan Hughes, great angle by him. Hiro, again, just as tight as he is, he still has some cleaning up to do. Not completely smooth. You know, it's like icing a cake, just needs to smooth it out a little bit more. But again, a great lead run by Dylan Hughes. Hiro,
that's a good point.
Just it. That's it. That's like, see you in Long Beach. Or see you at the banquet tomorrow night. But yeah. All right, so here we go. Hiro Manoa. Dylan Hughes maybe give himself a little bit too much room here. But look at, he jumps up there. He's got good proximity. And Hiro Manoa, who is definitely a phenom in the sport. Great work, Ryan Turk. Transition in there. And Dylan Hughes, you see that? So look, he jumps up, has to back off. Looked like Hiro maybe checked up. So Dylan quickly reacted. Big angle from Hiro. That was kind of maxed out angle there. James Dean and Jeff Jones. Here comes Frederick Osbo leading, and Dylan Hughes giving chase. Frederick Osbo initiates Dylan Hughes right there. Can see him. Needs to get up into that pocket. Looks like he does find it. Frederick Osbo just so fluid. Whoa! Dylan comes in hot. His transition and going, Freddie continues on, but that, he was ripping. Kudos to Freddie for finishing it out.
Yeah.
He stayed in it, man. He was pinned.
It's what we like to see. We really do, is when you see that contact. I mean, that was a lot of contact, too. But
family, you guys are absolutely awesome. I would not be here if it wasn't for Ryan Sage and Jim Lamb, so thank you. Here we go. Here's our battle. Who's a final contender in the Final Four? Dylan the Dozer Hughes, that royal purple BMW. Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osbo, and that Rockstar Energy Toyota GR Supra. Dylan Hughes, great line, good angle, good fluidity from Dylan Hughes. Now remember, these guys had contact. Dylan Hughes went hard in the side of Osbo. Dylan working it out, getting into that outside zone, goes past that inside clip, transition pass, and into that last outside zone. Freddie almost got contact there, shuts it down.